Welcome to the Kids Say podcast.
Hi everyone, it's a brand new episode of the Speel talk show here on Reminac TV, and today I am so glad to host yet another talented youngster on the rise. She is a singer, a dancer, a presenter. She's so many things that I can't explain, but today we are going to be talking about her career as a presenter and her awesome podcast on Reminac TV. She is going to tell us about it. It is so interesting. I cannot explain it, but guys, wait to see and know about her and her podcast. Stay tuned. Hello, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Wow, you look so smart today. How was your journey coming here?
It was so good.
I'm so sure that you used an aeroplane, right? Because you don't really live in Uganda. Okay, can you please tell us about yourself?
Hi everyone. My name is Peace.
Wow, you look as peaceful as your name. Are you
Thank
really
you.
peaceful?
Yeah.
Okay.
I am a singer, a dancer. I try writing. I am a presenter, etc.
Wow. You're a presenter just like me. A
Yeah.
writer like me, and I don't know what else you have in common. Let's not talk about singing, but I would like to congratulate you on having your very first episode of the podcast on Reminac TV. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Can you please tell us the name of the podcast?
My podcast is called the Kids Say Podcast.
Whoa, it's the Kids Podcast. Is it all about kids?
It is mostly
It's mostly
made for kids,
okay.
actually.
So
But it is
grown-ups are not supposed to watch it.
no, it's okay, but the most information passed there is straightforward to the kids. Mostly,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. Your podcast is the Kids Say Podcast. Tell us more about the podcast.
Actually, this podcast talks about things that are essential, or what I can say important, but they are not talked about in school or home, or even not heard in the society, but they are very important, like mental health, like imagination and creativity. They are very important, but you cannot tell me that you have ever heard about them in school.
No, I've never. But
Yeah.
I've ever had them somewhere
Where?
on the podcast.
Here.
Okay, the podcast is a very, very, very interesting show on Reminac TV. Is it really on Reminac TV?
Yes.
How did you feel to be the very, 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 very first host of the podcast on Reminac TV?
Actually, I felt very, 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 very amazing because it is obviously the first one, and so I felt very good. I cannot express my joy towards it.
Okay. How do you feel when you're overwhelmed, like when you can't explain a situation? Is that
You are filled with joy.
you're filled
Yeah.
with joy? Is enjoy a name of a person?
It can also.
Okay, let's move on
Joy.
to the next question. You're the host of the podcast and the host of the Speel. There are so many programs running on Reminac TV, but what is the difference between your program and all the other programs on Reminac TV?
Actually, my program. Oh, let me first talk about the other programs. In the other programs, the host is conversing with a person, and the host is learning from that person. But on my show, I am emphasizing something to the viewers.
Oh, you're teaching.
I'm teaching.
You're a teacher.
No.
Okay, let's move on. You're teaching, and we are learning. And
Yeah.
on the other shows, we are learning, and the guest is the one teaching. Wow, I love that. How fun is teaching?
When you teach, you can like expand the information you want to pass on to the people that are watching you. Like you can give them many examples. You can give them many examples.
That's the importance of teaching.
That is fun.
You love teaching, okay? You've said that the podcast is about like telling people about mostly children and also the adults who don't know these things. Yeah. Telling them about the things that are not talked about at home, in schools, in hospitals, in all places, but are talked about on the podcast.
Yeah.
What is the importance of talking about these things? Don't you have other things to do, like go and make money, than telling us about these things? Like, why would you care about our future?
Actually, the future is very important. It is more important than the present, because have you ever heard of artificial intelligence?
Yeah.
Like computers are taking over people's jobs. Like, have you ever heard of these Tesla cars?
Yeah.
They are self-driven, but in many years to come, not even many years, in like 10 years to come, the people that have been getting their money from driving tractors, their jobs will be taken over by the Tesla cars, because people will no longer use the tractors.
So are you discouraging us to stop using tractors?
No, that's not what I mean. I mean that aside from being a person who drives tractors or who does any other job, you have to get another job that can like help you just in case. It is very important to have more than one skill, because if you have more than one skill, you can do something.
And you're a very good example. You're a presenter, a writer, a teacher, a singer, a dancer. Yeah, you teach us. You're from teaching me that I should have more than one skill. And right now, yeah, do you know that I also have more than one skill?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. We have so much in common. But what was the inspiration behind the creation of the Kids Say podcast?
Aside from that, you really look great.
Thank you.
Your shirt is
wow. This is Reminac TV.
Actually, back to the question.
Yeah.
Okay, I and my team, we are intending to help people because of the use of artificial intelligence. I am trying to educate people that they should have more than one skill. Like, not only should you be a presenter, but you should have another thing. Like,
okay, like you shouldn't have one skill. You should not only be a teacher, but have another skill behind you, just in case schools fall. You have where to start from.
Yeah. And we are trying to help people so that thing that can happen suddenly may not affect them as much as it can affect the people that are not educated.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, do you remember the COVID pandemic?
Yeah, I remember.
Most people that used to do some jobs, like if you were only a teacher, remember schools were closed.
Yeah, guys, you teachers
schools
were
so closed.
Affected.
Remember, schools were closed and teachers did not have where to go. But the teachers that had businesses were working, because remember, food. Yeah. No one can live without food.
Yeah, teachers just like you. Oh, right.
Yeah.
I've started to understand this. I should not have only one skill, but I've also got to know that I should keep on learning and learning.
Yeah, learning never ends.
Wow, I've started seeing the importance of teachers in the country. And wow, I love this. What I've seen today is that you're multi-skilled. And what are your future plans?
Actually, my future plans are...
First wait. Before we go there, you created the Kids Say podcast, right?
Yeah.
What do you hope that the people who are going to watch it or the people who are already watching it are going to get from it?
Actually, I hope that the people that are watching are going to learn so much because I've talked about very, very, very many things.
Yeah.
It is very educative, by the way. So I hope that people are going to put whatever I teach them and the people that I host into practice. Because I've talked about mental health, I've talked about very many things, and I hope people are putting them into practice. Like you.
Yeah.
You not only have one skill, that you have many skills. Yeah.
I think I should start teaching because I feel like teaching is a very great
By
job.
the way, it is a very good job for you.
But you're also one. Okay, let's go on to the next question. What are your future plans aside from keeping on teaching us, learning about mental health, artificial intelligence, and such things? What are your future plans?
My future plans are, I am planning to put my NGO into existence, to expand it.
Okay.
The Little Lights Foundation.
Oh.
I'm planning to expand it very well. I'm also planning to expand the Kids podcast, to make it move on.
Oh, isn't it already moving on?
Okay, it is not moving on very well. Remember, I'm in school.
Oh, so you want to drop out of school and...
Not that.
Oh.
I'm planning to make it very exciting, more than it is.
Oh.
So I'm planning to get some tips on how to make something exciting.
Okay. Miss Peace, before we end this episode, I know we're about to conclude. You have to catch your plane back to the USA. Yeah. I need to ask you this question, please. What has been your favorite moment doing the show, the Kids Say podcast?
Actually, everything about it is very good. But my favorite is when I hosted you.
Wow.
Yeah. It was so good because it was my first time that I hosted a person on the show.
So I was your first guest.
Yeah.
Guys, you should watch that episode. I was the first guest on the Kids Say podcast. Wow. I also love it when I host people. This is one of my favorite episodes. I think from host to host, we learn a lot from every episode we do, right? Mm-hmm. What are the lessons you've learned doing the podcast?
Actually, I have learned that knowing English is a very good thing.
Tell me about it.
The podcast, you cannot do the podcast when you don't know English.
So English is a superior language?
I guess so.
So, if at all someone wants you to host them and they don't know English, are you going to just chase them away, and yet they are professionals, they are also good teachers?
There is no professional who does not know English.
Yeah.
At least they know a word, yes. No.
Yeah, you're right. Yes. No is a superior word, really. So, yeah. Do you know what is on people's minds right now?
What?
Wow. You don't really know it? Okay, teacher Peace. It's the Reminac Rising Star Kids Awards, and your show was nominated, right? How did you feel?
I felt excited. Teacher Shatra, this is very, very this is very, very exciting. I mean, I even don't know how to say it because it is very, 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 very interesting.
Okay.
I didn't expect my show because it is the new show on Reminac TV. So I didn't expect it to be one of the shows nominated. So I feel very good.
Are you expecting to win?
Of course.
Wow. Okay, I love this. Do you have any words before we end the show?
Actually, Teacher Shatra, thank you for the opportunity.
Actually, I'm not a teacher.
Me too. Okay. This is a very important advice to everyone watching. You should first of all have more than one talent. Secondly, you should watch all the shows on Reminac TV, because first of all, they are very educative, and secondly, you can make me your friend.
What is the importance of making you
By the way,
teacher?
friends are very important. If you don't have a friend, I don't even know how you can live in this world.
Yeah, there is no way you're going to live in peace.
By the way, if I'm not your friend, actually, okay, this is a joke, but you guys should have more than one talent, because there is no way you're going to pass through the world when you have only one talent. In this world of .com, no. I'm telling them to move on with their talents and also have more than one talent.
Oh, so they should keep on learning and learning and learning,
Yeah.
and you're going to keep on teaching.
Learning
and teaching
never
and
stops.
teaching. Wow. I love where we are going. But we've talked about the Reminac Rising Star Kids Awards. And
Yeah.
since you're a teacher, what do you think about them?
Every person that is going to be there is going to get a chance, unless you don't want it. But it's going to get a chance to talk to people that are professionals in something you want to do.
Yeah, you're going to talk.
Like if you are a musician, you're going to talk to someone who is a professional in singing.
She's a professional singer. You're going to talk to her.
By the way, yes.
You're going to talk to professionals like Teacher Peace.
Correction. Dr. Peace.
You're also a doctor?
Actually, I want to become a surgeon. You know, surgeons are categorized in those
So,
things.
if at all you want to be something, then you're already that particular
Yeah,
thing.
I take the blessing.
Okay, guys, as you've heard it from our professional, today I have hosted a very professional person. I am so glad that I have been able to learn from her. I've learned a lot. I've learned that it is good to have more than one skill, for the era that we're in requires us to have a lot of skills. Thank you for being here, Madam Peace.
You're welcome.
And I am so glad that I have hosted you. I'm really delighted.
I'm so glad to be on your show.
Guys, make sure that you watch her program. It's called the Kids Say Podcast on Reminac TV. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and keep on following her work and all of the work on Reminac, for we always give you the best. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.